Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Manifest Tarot, and in today's reading we are asking the question, what is the state of your relationship? So we have 3 piles here. Pile number 1, your card is number 13, and it is a fork in the road. Lots of things going on here. And your crystal, if you like to pick with crystals, your crystal is red jasper. Pile number 2, your card is number 20, imagine. And your crystal, oh, wait, I forget which one this is. Hold on one sec. Yeah, sorry, this is the black labradorite heart. This one is in the shape of a heart. I'm not sure if this is picking it up, but this is such a, I'm not sure this is picking it up, but this is such a beautiful crystal, as they all are. So that's pile number 2. And pile number 3, your card is number 26, happy, happy. And your crystal is the rose quartz. So you can pick several ways. You can pick with the image, you can pick with the number on the card, you can pick the number of the pile, number 1, number 2, number 3. You can pick with the crystal, or you can pick with just a combination. So whatever pile you pick, I will leave timestamps below, and I will see you in your reading. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose this card number 13, fork in the road. Lots of things going on in this card. And also you chose this red jasper. So I will put these here. And first of all, let me get this deck and we will pick a spirit card from the deck. We'll ask the deck, what is this state of pile number 1's relationship? What is the state of pile number 1's relationship? Oops. Oh, so this came up. I knew something wasn't right. I was picking a card from the middle. I wanted to pick from the bottom, but then this one just popped right out, and I have to take that as a sign that this one is the one that actually wanted. Maybe this was the one that was from the bottom right then. This is card number 19 with flexible. This is your spirit card for this deck. Obviously it wanted to come see you. And we will take one more oracle card from this deck. Actually, this one. The Goat and Willow with overcoming obstacles. And this image very much matches your crystal. Do you see that? They each are that mahogany brown color, and they each have a white dot or a white patch. Interesting. Oh, this Goat and Willow card is number 11. And to do this reading, we're going to take some cards from many different decks so that we can get as many messages as possible about this. So we're going to ask this deck, what is the state right now of pile number one's relationship? What is the state of their relationship? I want to keep as much space as possible. We're going to take a couple cards from this Halloween deck. What is the state of pile number one's relationship? What is the state of pile number one's relationship? What is the state of pile number one's relationship? Let's take a couple more. And then I was going to pull a few. I'll pull one from this deck. I know we have a lot of cards already, but what is the state of pile number one's relationship? I want to be able to get as many cards as possible. So let's see what we have. 6 of Cups with Mnemosyne, who is the goddess of memory. Very fitting for the 6 of Cups. Three of Wands with Anake. I love her crown. She has a crown of flowers and a skull. And also there are birds and flowers in a larger sphere around her head. How interesting. Do you see the skull? Very interesting card. Three of Coins with the Mirai. This is the Fates. You can see one of them is cutting your string of your life, basically your fate. One of them spins, one of them measures, and one of them cuts. That is how they divide their labor. And we have the Moon card with Selene. We have the Hermit card. A very pleased and industrious hermit. The 9 of Pentacles, a wish fulfillment card. The Emperor. The Page of Cups. The 8 of Swords. Oh my gosh, we have so many cards left. I'm going to continue showing you, and then I will have to take a break and rearrange these so we can see them all. The Ace of Wands. What a beautiful card. I will continue laying them down here for now. Another Three of Cups. We have it. Yep. So, oh no, we have. No, this is the third three. So we have the Wands, the Pentacles, and now the Cups. The Three of Cups. This is a 3 heavy reading. King of Cups, right after the Three of Cups. And then finally we have the Two of Cups. Wow, what a wonderful card to end the reveal on, because this is really the most Lovers card of the deck. The Lovers card, the Major Arcana Lovers card, is very often a card signifying choice, not necessarily signifying love. This card, the Two of Cups, is definitely a card of romantic love. So give me a moment. I'm going to somehow rearrange things so that we can see all of these cards. All right, pile number 1. This is probably the silliest this is probably the silliest arrangement, but at least you can see everything. And I'm really, first of all, I really can see there really is a true fork in the road for you here with your relationship. I feel from, well, not feel, but from looking at the cards, I'm seeing that there's been some directionlessness happening in your relationship. There's something, one of you is not happy with the way things are progressing or the way things aren't progressing, and there's something going on with between the two of you, and it might not be something that's spoken. It might not be, it might be, but it might not be. It might not be arguments. It might not be even talking about it. It might be just each person kind of silently staking out their position and not prepared to give anything on this one position. And I'm thinking for a lot of you, it's going to be long-term plans or the long-term fate of the relationship. That one of you wants to make plans and the other one doesn't. That's for a lot of you. It might be something else. It might be starting a family. It might be seems like something big. Maybe moving, maybe, something big in your relationship. And as I said, I feel like each person in this relationship, in your relationship, you've staked out your opposite corners, like maybe here, your opposite corners, and there is something new here that's having to come out. Now, the first thing I'm going to point out are the 3 threes, and there's 3 threes, and even though they're from different decks, they're 3 different threes. You didn't get any repeats. The only one you don't have is the 3 of Swords. So you have the 3 of Wands, which is, number 1, the 3 of Wands is about knowing where you want to go and making your focused effort, making your plans. You're going to go straight toward where you want to go, where you want to be, where you want to end up. That's number 1. And Anake is on the 3 of Wands. Now keep that in mind, because then we have the 3 of Pentacles, which is teamwork and becoming prosperous through pulling, together instead of pulling apart, like actually how I was saying, in your relationship, I feel like you both have opposing ideas about how something important to the relationship is going to go. But the Three of Pentacles is all about pulling toward a common goal, being on the same team. And the Mirai, Anake, who's on the Three of Wands, is the mother of the Mirai, who are on the Three of Pentacles. And I was reading the guidebook, and it said that Anake is the only one that can control the Mirai. So that's really interesting. And then the third three that you have is this other deck, which is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is a very happy togetherness, like just a very happy, happy get together, a bunch of love and togetherness and good feelings. So that is these threes are really significant because there's powerful. Three is powerful, and it's not only that you have multiple threes, you have three threes, and they're three different threes, and two of them are very strongly connected. You have a mother and her three daughters, which is pretty crazy. There's all these threes. And your main card, I also wanted to point out the main card is a 13, so there's another 3. So that's extremely interesting. And you also have the 6 of Cups, which is, it could be saying, it's got a dual meaning, as in be happy about your memories. You can look back on old memories, but don't become stuck in them and feel like the memories are more important than your present life. So let's look at your 2 oracle cards that aren't your main. It's not your main oracle card. Whoops. You have this flexible card and this overcoming obstacles card. And they're kind of telling me the same story. And it's kind of giving you a little instruction manual. To overcome your obstacles, you are encouraged to be flexible, obviously. And so what is happening with you, pile number 1? You're going to know this. Some of you, as I said, some of you, it might be whether you're going to get married, whether you're going to start a family, whether you're going to move to a new city because one of you wants to move, one of you doesn't. Maybe it's one of you has a friend group that the other one just doesn't like, and it sounds, these things, some of them are really momentous, like moving to a new city. That's a big decision, but some of them, it might not be so important sounding, but whatever this is really important to both of you. And we have the moon here, which is in this case giving us the warning that at least one of you might be letting your fears run away with you. So, pile number 1, the state of your relationship is that you are at a crossroads. And we're not necessarily talking about a crossroads in whether the relationship stays together or not, but at least it's a crossroads as in something's going to change because you're both in your opposite corners. But, so, I mean, I shouldn't say but, I should say so, that's why this card makes so much sense, the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is saying that one of you feels really stuck over this circumstance and feels like there's no way out. But of course, if you look at this card, there is a way out. If this character kind of slides their feet back carefully, they can just walk away. Their legs aren't bound. They could just carefully ease back and walk away from these swords. So the being stuck is an illusion, but to one of you, to the person, or maybe both of you, your fears, one of you has fears that have just taken over on this particular issue. Let's say starting a family. Maybe one of you had a bad situation growing up. Just as these are all just examples. Maybe one of you had a bad circumstance growing up and now is afraid to be a parent and feels stuck and feels like all, and all of their fears and their memories are completely taking over and making them feel like they can never be a parent. Just as an example. But pile number 1, the fate of your relationship, that's the state of your relationship. There's something between you that is causing each of you to be entrenched in your position and not willing to step forward. But pile number 1, I'm seeing that you are encouraged to be the one who breaches this and makes the step forward to some sort of compromise. And if and when you do, we're seeing this so interesting because you have the Page of Cups and the King of Cups. And the cups is just emotional, the cups are emotions, the whole suit. And so you have you are promised one person who both is obsessed with you, wildly obsessed with you, and is wanting to be with you and not like unabashedly telling you and bringing you flowers and bringing you bottles of wine and sending you letters and dancing and capering, trying to get your attention. And you also have the King of Wands, the King of Cups, who is masterfully in charge of their emotions and also has this deep wellspring of emotions that they are going to be able to give you all the emotional support and the love that you need. You're promised both of these in one person, which is extremely extraordinary. This is what these cards are showing. And that you need I guess I should say need. There needs to be a new beginning. There needs to be a new beginning, and it can come from both of you. Pile number 1. This Ace of Wands is saying there has to be some new beginning. There has to be some give and take, and this can come from both of you. And look at the Emperor. The Emperor is really, well, look at this little creature, completely sturdy on this beautifully sturdy base, and knows exactly where he wants to go. I'm saying he because Rider-Waite Smith character was a man. So I'm just reading this as a male little creature. But the Emperor could be you, or it could be your partner. And what I'm seeing is that this is up to you. This is another way to be flexible, pile number 1. You can either intend for your partner to come to you with a compromise, or you can go to your partner with a compromise and intend that they intend that they respond with a willingness to compromise. And so using your authority that is all in your mind, your thoughts create your circumstances, right? So using your thoughts, using your imagination and your intention, you are going to be creating what you want to happen. And I'm thinking that you are going to want, and you do want, compromise in this situation, pile number 1. And I'm seeing this Hermit more as indication that you have both been in your corners and have maybe been not spending as much time together as usual. Maybe this has been good for you, because this Hermit looks quite jolly in his own little workshop with the hand in his pocket. But pile number 1, I've saved the best 2 for last, because there's always a promise. So if these cards had come out right next to the 6 of Cups, or right next to the Moon, I would say that they might even be from the past, that you were remembering the past so well, and that it was so good in the past. But what I am seeing is that these all came out together. We're reading these together, that the 6 of Cups and the Moon are talking about insecurities and memories, and being not being on firm footing right now. Maybe looking too much into the past because you don't want to look at the present. And then we have this 3 of Wands and 3 of Pentacles, but their meaning is deepened by the Fates, and then the Mother of the Fates. So, which is so interesting, that the Fates and the Mother of the Fates are this really deep magic of knowing the length of someone's life. One of them weaves the cord of life, one of them measures it, and one of them cuts it. That's some deep magic, right? And then their mother is the only one that can control them. And they're surrounded by uncertainty and memories. That's kind of a unit there. And if these had been more up in there, then I would be saying maybe you are remembering the past, the good past, and kind of dwelling in it, or remembering love, your love, and dwelling in that, and not seeing, not seeing it in the real time. But right now, especially since this is near the Page of Cups and King of Cups, and near the Ace of Wands, the 3 of Cups, so this 9 of Pentacles and 2 of Cups are really showing you that you both do deeply love each other, and that you can have this beautiful wish fulfillment pumpkin patch life. You can have a great pumpkin patch lifestyle. Aspirational pumpkin patch lifestyle. pile number 1. So the state of your relationship, as I said, is that you are both in your own corners. And that you, pile number 1, are the decider of how this goes. You can either approach your partner or intend that they approach you and come to a compromise that you both will be really happy with. And that you are overcoming this obstacle with flexibility, because you do have the choice. As I said, pile number 1, you can either go to your partner or you can intend for your partner to come to you. And so that's really the state of your relationship. But there's no doubt about it that you both deeply love each other. So don't be afraid. Don't listen to your doubts, pile number 1. You have the love and the prosperity, and your partner wants to show up for you as both the Page of Cups, the impulsive lover, and the King of Cups, the stable lover. Your partner wants to be this for both of these for you. And so pile number 1, you are encouraged to just step over and let go of your doubts. And remember this 3 of Cups too. This 3 of Cups is all about beautiful, harmonious relationships. And that's what I feel like this is very natural for the both of you. This is a very natural state for your relationship to be in. And so you both don't like being at odds with each other, pile number 1. And so you're both ready to go back to the harmonious 2 of Cups / 9 of Pentacles abundant lifestyle. And your partner wants to be back to this Page of Cups, King of Cups energy. And so you, pile number 1, have to channel your inner Emperor and either go to your partner with a compromise and an intention that they are going to completely and utterly accept you and be so happy, or you just intend that they come to you with this compromise and you are both so happy. So the move is yours, pile number 1. And so your fork in the road, it's very clear where your path is headed. And ultimately is extreme happiness and prosperity. So pile number 1, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope to see you soon in my next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2, welcome. You chose this card, Imagine. This is card number 20. As well as this black labradorite heart. I'm hoping it's picking up how beautiful this crystal is. Seems to not be picking up how the detail. So let's put this here. And first of all, we will take a spirit card from the same deck. Oops, it's the second time I've done that. I wanted to take from the bottom of the deck. Here, ooh, new life. Wow. This is card 39, new life. What a hopeful card. And we will also take one more Oracle card. What does pile number 1 need to know about the state of their relationship? The Crow and Dogwood with Intelligence. This is card number 16. I was just watching a crow really doing some really interesting things the other day. So interesting that my friend was just sitting there watching them, and she was just mesmerized by this crow. It was like investigating things and walking around and just being really, oh, I don't even know how to say it, being like a person interested in something. So then we're gonna take some cards from several different decks. So, whoops, well, I guess this one wants to come right out. We would like to know for pile number 2, what should pile number 2 know about the state of their relationship? I think that's it for now. I don't know if you can hear the dog, neighborhood dog. What should pile number 2 know about the state of their relationship? What should pile number 2 know about the state of their relationship? What should pile number 2 know about the state of their relationship? What should pile number 2 know about the state of their relationship? What should pile number 2 know? Well, actually, it's this one. We're going to have a lot of cards. I just feel like there's lots of messages here. Oh, this is the one, of course, this is the one we saw. The 2 of Swords with Nemesis. This is the one that popped right out. The 9 of Wands with Bia. The Wheel of Fortune with Demeter. The King of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles. This exact card also came out in pile number 1. The 10 of Swords. Wow, the 2 of Swords again. And look, it's right underneath this 2 of Swords. Wow, the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups also came up. This exact card also came up in pile number 1. The 10 of Cups. Wow, pile number 2. This is such a interesting reading because you have really favorable cards and also very challenging cards, shall we say. So I'm going to just continue showing you all the cards, and then I'm going to rearrange them so you can see them. the Four of Cups. I'm sorry, the Six of Cups. There's even 6 cups here, and I said 4 cups. The Empress. Having her light bulb moment. Wow, I got us a lot of cards. No way. This is the 3rd exact card that also came up on pile number 1. So pile number 2, if you have any interest in seeing pile number 1, maybe you would want to watch it because there's quite a few cards that came out together. So I am going to rearrange these so we can see all of the cards at once, and I will be back. Hi, pile number 2, we're back, and look at all, it's all squished together, but we can see everything. And I kept it as they came out. So this, and then we're reading it like that. So yes, all of these cards together are telling a big story. And pile number 2, I'm seeing that there's something happened in your life, in your past, maybe in your childhood, that really you felt really betrayed and really sad. Pile number 2, I can see that. Something made you extremely sad and just so very feeling betrayed and stabbed in the back, upset, overwhelmed, like nothing would ever go right again. And to add insult to injury, an owl. Not only is this jacket in the box stabbed in the back, but also an owl goes and perches on the sword in his back, stuck in his back. So pile number 2, I see some sort of emotional wrenching that has happened to you. Just some sort of like, you know, wrenching, some sort of, how can I say it? Some sort of lingering sorrow. And pile number 2, you've done a good job of not letting it affect your life as much as you could have. But I'm seeing that the state of your relationship is that you're feeling triggered by something that happened in the past. It could be from your childhood, it could be from a previous relationship. And you, pile number 2, are feeling triggered. And you are letting this thing from the past make you full of doubts, make you full of upsettedness, full of like, just full of doubt, fear, and maybe even anger. But you're directing it not at the source of your original pain. You might be directing it at your partner, at your current partner. And that's what I'm seeing, pile number 2, is that you, or it could be your partner, but I'm reading it as you, are letting an old wound affect you. And this looks like something recent. It doesn't look like something that you've been doing for a long time. It looks like, because there's only one real card that's telling me this. This 10 of Swords going into the 2 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. Because the two of Swords goddess, the goddess Nemesis, she's the goddess of retribution. And Bia is the goddess of force. So these 3 cards together are telling me that there's something, maybe trapped is too strong a word, but something that's still residing within you that is making you feel upset, making you feel betrayed even though you're not betrayed. making you feel on guard, making you keep yourself on guard even though there's nothing to guard against. So pile number 2, I don't feel like this new life is something promised from in the future. I feel like it's what you have now. You do have this new life, and it's not related to what happened to you in the past, and you just have to open your eyes and see it. You are this new person. You are this new person in this new life, this new relationship. And it doesn't, I'm not saying new relationship as in it's probably not brand new. What I'm saying is it's new as in it's not you being trapped in this old paradigm. You've already had this shift. You've in this relationship, and now you're being confronted with this all in your mind. The 10 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands, it's all in your mind, pile number 2. And it's really significant, of course, that we have two of Swords, and they came out right above and below each other. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pull out, since the 2 of Swords, is really sometimes a choice card, I'm just going to, if there is some choice that you have to make, I'm going to pull out a couple cards just for those of you who might be seeing a choice that you have to make. So I'm going to just pull these 2, especially since there's 2 of Swords here. Just as a little aside, we will see if we have any advice for us. The 3 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. So it's kind of telling me the same thing that I've already been saying. Pile number 2 is that you can have a choice of being in your... Look at this expression here. I'm just going to show you. These expressions look very similar, right? These expressions in this energy. All right, sorry, pile number 2, a truck was backing up on the street with the beeping. So anyway, this is just one more connection to pile number 1. Pile number 2 is that the 3 of Swords was the only 3 that pile number 1 was missing. So that's interesting that it came up in pile number 2. So look at the expressions of these 2, right? They're so similar. And so what these cards are telling me is that you have a choice of staying in this hurt. It's saying the same thing. It's like a mini reading, a mini pile number 2 reading. You have the choice of staying in the same hurt or making a decision and going forward, even though it's challenging, even though you are going to have to work to get where you want. You can do it. You can focus on what you want and move forward and let go of this hurt. Not let go as in, not saying that you have to forgive and forget or any of that, just to not allow the hurt from the past to affect your present. Pile number 2. That's what these 2 cards are telling me. So for those of you who feel like you have a choice, that's what the cards told you. Because as I said, 2 of Swords is a choice card. And so we were just pulling 2 cards in case you felt like the choice, like you wanted some guidance on the choice, but the choice is saying this, the cards are saying the exact same thing. Pile number 2, you have a choice. You can either go with the old hurt or come to the new hurt, because you have the Wheel of Fortune here. There's so much to look forward to, pile number 2, if you just let go of the hurt in the old. Like, let go of it in that you are not allowing it to affect you anymore in the present. You have the Wheel of Fortune. What goes down must come up. You have the King of Pentacles, abundance personified. You have the 9 of Pentacles, total wish fulfillment card. You have the Page of Cups, vibrant love and passion. You have the 10 of Cups, another wish fulfillment card that came out right underneath the 9 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. You have the 6 of Cups, which is like abundance and public. Do you see this, like, what am I trying to say? Community joyfulness, just joyfulness. You have the Empress, who is sitting in the seat of her power with her light bulb moment. I keep on saying that, but doesn't this look like a light bulb? It's not a light bulb, but it looks like it. And you have this Empress who is completely sitting in her power and being an Empress. She's just chilling, being an Empress. And you have this 2 of Cups, which was also one of the cards in pile number 1. This particular card from this particular deck, and this is the love card, the romantic love card of the deck. The Lovers card is not necessarily a love card. This is necessarily a love card, pile number 2. And so you can either be at a stalemate. So your pile number 2, is a pile of 2s. You have a choice. You have 2 choices. You have these two of Swords. You can either be in the stalemate position, or you can be in this love position. Your state of your relationship really depends on you and what you choose. You, pile number 2, are the one who is able to direct the forward motion, direction of your relationship. If you can imagine it, you can create it with your thoughts, because pile number 2, it's so clear. And with all of this abundance and love promised to you, I don't know, I feel like your choice is clear, pile number 2. I feel like you are just poised to be so happy, pile number 2. Congratulations, pile number 2, because this is such a fortunate reading, and it's all dependent on you. And you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you, pile number 2. I know you can do it. I know you want to let go of concentrating on what happened in the past. So just go for it, pile number 2. Look at all this promised to you. So much abundance and love, pile number 2. So this has been such a wonderful reading. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you did like this reading, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future readings. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You picked this beautiful card, number 26. Happy, happy. What a gorgeous card. Looks like she's being struck by a lightning bolt of happiness, a lightning rainbow of happiness, as well as this rose quartz. And first of all, we are going to pick a spirit card from this deck that we use to pick the this main card, and I'm just going to ask it, what can pile number 3, what does pile number 3 need to know about the state of their relationship? Orphaned. Interesting. This is card number 5. And we will get an oracle card from this deck. What does pile number 3 need to know about the state of their relationship? The Finch and Peach with romance. Ooh. Pile number 2. So this is 36. Card number 36. All right, so we are going to be taking cards from a bunch of decks so we can get as many messages as we can for you about the state of your relationship. What's in pile number 3? What does pile number 3 need to know? So there's that. What does pile number 3 need to know about the state of their relationship? Actually, this one wants to come out too. What does pile number 3 need to know about the state of their relationship? What does pile number 3 need to know about the state of their relationship? Whoop. And the final deck, what does pile number 3 need to know about the state of their relationship? What does pile number 3 need to know? One more card. Well, I guess 2 want to come out. The 5 of Swords with Eris. Ooh, the Sun with Helios. The Hierophant with Dionysus. The 6 of Wands. The King of Pentacles. This came out in pile number 2, this particular card from this particular deck. The Hanged Man. A very pleased looking Hanged Man. I know that the Hanged Man is supposed to look unconcerned, but this one looks absolutely charmed for that it's upside down. Ooh, the Hermit. How interesting, the Hermit comes up right next to the Hanged Man. The King of Pentacles. This is your second King of Pentacles. In the same reading. What a charming looking King of Pentacles here. What else do we have? Wow, the 9 of Cups. Look how happy this character is. All right, so this is a third. For all 3 readings, I seem to have just been keeping on pulling cards, so I'm going to put the cards over these for now, and then I'm going to take a break and rearrange them so we can see them all. The Empress. Oh my gosh, this is the second particular card from the particular deck that we got. This is from pile number 2 as well. The 5 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Cups. This is all, again, the third. This is the third card from particular exact card from pile number 2. So at this point, if you have interest in seeing pile number 2, I would recommend that you check it out. So since we have so many cards, again, I'm going to rearrange them. I'll be right back. All right, so pile number 3, we're back. I had to really squish them all in here so that you can see all your cards. Pile number 3, I'm getting the strong feeling that some of you have a choice between an old relationship and a new relationship, as in maybe you have a current relationship which is not going the way you want it to, and you have a chance to end that one and begin a new one. Or you're in a new relationship and someone from your past is coming back and saying that they want to rekindle things with you. Or maybe you are having 2 new relationships and you're having to choose between them. Something like that. Maybe not for all of you, but I feel like that is a strong, that's a strong message for some of you. We have a lot here going on, and I'm seeing that you might be feeling. It's so funny because I thought that this reading was going to go so much differently with this happy card, and then you got the romance, but these 2 cards are separated by this orphaned card, which I think is really encapsulating the entire reading. The romance and the happy are separated by a card that has totally different connotations. So I wanted to tell you about these 3 cards here, in specific. This 5 of Swords, the goddess Eris is the goddess of, let's see, she's the goddess of revenge. Wait, let me tell you. The goddess of strife, discord, and rivalry. And she was the one, I don't know if you remember the myth of, the Trojan, the Trojan War, right? Yes, the Trojan War, remember Helen was a beautiful woman, and she was given, no, Paris, oh, what am I saying? Paris was given this golden apple by her to give to the most beautiful woman. And so it was Aphrodite and one of the other gods and Helen, who was a mortal, and Paris gave the apple to Helen. And so everybody freaked out. Said then that started the Trojan War. And so there's some sort of really strong emotions happening between this 5 of Swords and this 5 of Pentacles and this orphaned card, because they are in the middle, bam, in the middle of these overall positive cards. 5 of Swords between romance and the Sun. The 5 of Pentacles between the Empress and the 6 of Cups. Orphaned between romance and happy. And then I wanted to also talk to you about, well, the Sun is a card of everything good, everything wonderful. And you have several really favorable cards, and they are mired in with these cards that are showing that you are having some sort of huge struggle. But I wanted to read to you about the Hierophant because I found it very interesting. So Dionysus, I thought it was weird when I first saw this card, because the Hierophant is stability and marriage and home life, but then Dionysus is the god of, drinking and debauchery and, sensuality, kind of. Let's see what it says about this, about wine, chaos, ecstasy, and the theater. Okay, so I was wondering, why was the Hierophant Dionysus of all of the gods because it seems opposite. So listen to what the creator said. In the chaotic ways of Dionysus, he has flipped the card of the Hierophant, and in this risen, which is the upright position, as opposed to as if we read it flipped, which they call fallen. In the chaotic ways of Dionysus, he has flipped the card of the Hierophant, and in this risen position is here to tempt you into breaking free of the shackles of convention. He may have appeared in your reading because you are feeling restricted and constrained by structures and rules, so has come forth to help you try to break free. So this is so interesting. Oh, and it also says it is time to inject extra excitement into your normal life and relationships. You may want to break with traditional structure, social norms, and rigid rules, but if those around you do not understand this need for freedom, let Dionysus give you the strength to think for yourself and take action for what is right for you, unconfined by how others want you to act. Opening your mind and horizons will help you live by your own rules by still following your personal values to remain generous and kind to those around you. So basically what this is saying is what I was seeing before, which is you've got a choice to make, and you might want to channel Dionysus, which, as I said, the Hierophant is usually one of the meanings is a stable and wonderful home life and marriage, stability, and Dionysus is anything but that. So you have victory, public victory, you know, like a parade being given for you, right? You've got happy, happy, Six of Wands, which is public recognition and public acknowledgement of everything that you've done right. You've got the King of Pentacles, which is the personification of abundance. You've got the Hanged Man, which is stuck energy. Stuck energy, pile number 3. You've got the Hermit, which is being alone. But neither of these cards are extremely negative. You know, these cards are complex. This Hanged Man is, you're stuck, but it's not like you're completely distraught over it. The Hermit, you know, yeah, you've gone within to get clarity. It's not like you've become a hermit because no one likes you. You're like, look at this. This is such a beautiful way to look at the Hermit. This bird is completely alone in this garden, but obviously the bird is really happy. Look how beautiful this garden is. And as I said before, this Hanged Man is really happy looking. And then you've got another King of Pentacles. You've got 2 Kings of Pentacles, which is the personification of abundance. You've got the 9 of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment card. You've got the Empress, and you've got the 6 of Cups, which is public. And just like the 6 of Wands is public, the 6 of Cups is public, but it's celebration and very similar to the 6 of Wands, which is, you know, people really enjoying themselves and publicly. It's public. Both are very public, which is completely opposite from the Hermit. You have a lot of oppositional energies here. And I'm thinking that, as I said, this might be that for a lot of you, pile number 3, you are having to choose between 2 relationships, between 2 people. You, pile number 3, you are being given a choice, just like Paris was given a choice as to which person, which beautiful woman he was going to give the golden apple to. You, pile number 3, are having to choose between potential relationships, or maybe real relationships. You, pile number 3, are at a point where There's something going on that you're at. Let me finish my thought. You're at a point where you are being called on to choose, and you want this happiness, you want this abundance, you want this public, you want to be able to publicly walk down the street with your partner, with the partner you choose. But right now it feels like you're having to be in hiding, because maybe people know about one but not about the other, or maybe you're trying to keep things hidden, maybe there's something going on with you and your relationships, and you're feeling a little stuck. Pile number 2. You're feeling stuck. And what I'm seeing for you is you're being encouraged to make the choice right now. And you don't have to make the conventional choice. You can make the choice that's going to make you happy. But there's something going on with this card. 5 of Pentacles. Let me think. I'm seeing this card, pile number 3, as encouragement for you to take care of yourself. Pile number 3, you've got a choice. And it might not even be between 2 relationships. It might be whether to stay in a relationship or end it for your own good. And what this card is telling me is that you are being called on to take care of yourself. There's no reason that you have to stay in a relationship just because others want you to. And there's no reason you have to choose one relationship if you'd rather have 2. But I feel for a lot of you, you want to choose, that you do feel stuck, that you want to be public with one of the relationships. So if that's you, pile number 3, you're being encouraged to choose the one relationship that you want, and that you are being promised a lot of happiness, and it will come from you. It will come from your choice. Pile number 3, it's 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment card, the sun, which is like everything good. Everything good. Everything comes from the sun, right? The sun's warmth in the earth. It's so beautiful and wonderful. And then you have the King of Pentacles twice. Abundance personified. You have public recognition, public celebration. The Empress, the seat of her power. She's sitting in the seat of her power, having everything that she wants. And you want the public romance. You want the happiness. You want the sun. And you're going to have to make this decision about what you want, pile number 3. Maybe you've been a people pleaser all your life, and you've become like these figures where you're keeping yourself out in the cold because you can't bear to care about only yourself for right now. But that's what these cards are telling you. So the state of your relationship is that I feel like you have either more than one relationship that you're trying to decide between, or you're trying to decide if you want to stay in this relationship. And what the state of your relationship is, whatever you want it to be, and what you want it to be has to be the thing that makes you the happiest. You have to take care of you first, pile number 3. There's no 2 ways to read this, which is pile number 3, you're the priority. And what you do, what you pick, it has to bring happiness to you. You have to pick the thing that's going to bring you happiness, because that's what's promised to you right now. You want happiness, and it's available to you. Well, pile number 3, this is your reading, and very interesting reading and very meaningful reading. And I know that you're going to be happy, because that's what these cards are saying, and that's what I know that you want. And you just pick what makes you happiest, pile number 3. That's the message here. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I did. I think this is such an interesting reading, and if you did like it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a reading. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye.